we are on our way home.
Yes.
And we have 1,274 kilometers to go.
I just knew you were going to count every single one of them.
Yeah, we got away a bit late. It's 7:30 now. So, but there's a reason why we got away late.
Very, very good reason. There's a takeaway shop in Winburg, which we're passing, and they make the most delicious Russian footlongs.
Absolutely stunning.
And we passed here about, I think, 2 or 3 months ago, and they only open at 8. I found out yesterday. I specifically called to find out. Curtis didn't feel a thing for me. He just rushed past Winburg earlier that morning, and I missed out on my Russian footlongs. Nothing was going to do that again. So we left late, but again we overslept a little, I think, and we left too late.
Yes, yes.
We're also in the tassel of, are we going to do this all in one day and sleep at home tonight, or are we going to have to stop somewhere and rest? So we'll see how that all pans out.
Exactly. But also what we want to do with this episode is you guys have sent us a lot of questions. We've got emails and questions in the comments of some of our videos. So we're going to discuss some of those questions and give you the answers to some of the personal things we do.
Yes, we look forward to that.
Yes.
Okay, I think we'll start with a question we get the most.
Yes.
By far. Why don't we ever see Sonia?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've never liked a camera. I've never liked being on pictures and on videos.
Ever since I've met you.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, really, all my life.
Yeah.
It's actually under duress if I do appear on film or on in a picture. So for me, it is about the places we visit, the things we get to see, and not about the two of us.
Yes.
DustBugs travel is Curtis's baby. He dreamt it all up, and I wasn't fully on board in the beginning.
Yeah, you'll hear that she doesn't talk much on the first couple of videos.
Yes. But now I happily babble along because that is very much what I do. So I give 100% of my personality. Whether I'm on film or not should make no difference. I don't believe it's going to add to the episodes or to our videos in any way, shape or form. So yeah, for me, I may reconsider one day. Curtis often asks me, are you ready? And then I say, no, not yet. I may reconsider one day. But until then, this is how I'm going to do it.
Yes, and now I just want to repeat on what Sonia said, is that it's, for me, it's not about the two of us. It's about the places we visit. We want to showcase the towns, we want to showcase the nature, we want to showcase everything we see so that you see it, that you don't sit looking at us the whole time.
Yeah, and you do say good morning and good night and appear now and again if you want to explain something or emphasize or whatever.
And when I'm eating something.
Oh, of course, when you eat, yes. And I did say it was his baby, but I have adopted the baby.
Oh, yes.
So we are co-parenting this baby.
But
So yes.
also I think it's a good time to say thank you for your support.
Absolutely, absolutely. We could never have imagined that so many of you would enjoy our videos.
Yes.
And we're happy to continue visiting the places, and we document our travels to actually serve as our memories one day.
Exactly.
To sit on our stoop
one day
and,
in our rocking chairs.
Yes, and think back.
Yes.
So the fact that so many of you are enjoying them too really warms our hearts.
Yeah. We've just passed through Ventersburg.
And this is the flatter part of the Free State.
Yes.
I must admit, we saw a very mountainous part of the Free State this time
Yeah,
around.
we did. Close to the Lesotho border, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really, really enjoyed this trip.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, babe, another question we get very often is, what camera do you use?
Yes. Now, I have sophisticated, expensive equipment I use for all my filming. It's my everyday Samsung S22 Ultra.
Cell phone.
My cell phone, yeah. I just use my cell phone to film with. It's the one I use for work, and it's a very good camera system on these cell phones now, so it's all I need. I have got a selfie stick which I bought at Mr. Price for 99 Rand back then, and that's what I hold my camera with, stick my arm out the window and do the filming with that. And I also have a sound, for the sound, to make the sound a better quality, I have 2 microphone sets, and the one is a interview mic. I got it specifically for the inside of the car, and that's what we used for a long period of time. One for Sonia and one for me, that you can hear both our voices. But then what I found afterward was that when I walked around, I had to take Sonia's mic with me when I go walking around, and then the cables, because there's so many cables, they used to click against each other and make that clicking sound when I walked around, and it sounded like I had keys in my pocket or something. So what I've done is I've got another single microphone which I put on me all the time, so that when I get out of the car, I leave the interview mic in the car, and I just got the single mic I plug in, and then I can walk around, and that's a new addition. So I think that hopefully sorts out the clicking sound when I'm walking around.
Both mic systems are Boya, right?
Yes, Boya mic system.
Okay, and because Curtis prefers filming out the window, and especially on gravel roads,
yes,
we have to have mics, because it so easily happens that our sound gets distorted, even if there's the slightest bit of corrugation.
Yeah, the corrugation affects these mics even as well. So I have to make sure I drive slower on the gravel roads when we want to film something, so that it doesn't affect our sound. And also, filming out the window, you need microphones, because the cell phone's mic won't pick up your sound. It'll just pick up the wind noise outside.
And you do have one more item on your wish list, but that'll have to wait.
Yes. No, maybe I'll twist your arm. It's very expensive, but maybe one day you'll give in. I'll have to twist the Minister of Finance's arm.
And then there's Droney.
Oh yes, I still have the drone. I have the DJI Mini, which is it's a 2.7K drone. It's not a 4K drone, and it's perfect. You know, it's the cheapest drone that DJI makes, or made back then. They don't make it anymore. So yeah, I use it. It's perfect for what I want. I'm not a drone professional. I know the rules that you are only allowed to film with a drone higher than 50 meters, and you have to stay lower than 120 meters. All of those things. It's for privacy purposes when you're flying over people's homes and stuff like that, so that you don't get detail and stuff like that. So that's but the drone's fantastic. A lot of times you'll notice that I don't fly the drone. This little drone gets affected by wind very easily, strong wind warnings and stuff like that I can't send it up. So if you see there's no drone footage, you must know there's a lot of wind blowing or something like that. It also gets a lot of Wi-Fi interference. This drone system works on just purely Wi-Fi, and since South Africa has been getting the fiber and a lot more Wi-Fi in the areas that I fly the drone, especially in towns and cities, the Wi-Fi interferes with the drone's Wi-Fi, so then I can't fly very far. The most I think I've flown, the furthest I've flown with a drone is about 1.2 kilometers. They say it can go 4 kilometers. When I'm outside of a town, I might go 1.2 kilometers, but not further than that.
No, he will die if he has to fly 4 kilometers. He's still nervous every time he sends up the drone.
Yes, I am.
I just want to say it's the DJI Mini SE you have.
The SE I have.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it doesn't have tracking, it doesn't have obstacle avoidance, it's very basic, but it was very expensive all the same.
Yeah, I do the obstacle avoidance.
Yeah.
I have to make sure I don't crash into anything. And it's interesting with the drone, the birds don't like it, especially the little swallows and stuff. They think it's a hawk or something that's coming to steal their babies. So they also fly around. You'll see many times they don't attack it, but they just fly around the drone,
Keeping an eye
on it, making sure it doesn't interfere with their babies.
And And yeah, we're not professionals. We don't aim to be professionals. You know, our videos are made for fun.
Yes.
But I must say, sometimes when I watch some of the clips once we're back home, it still blows me away, the quality that you achieve. You definitely have a knack. Don't be so modest. And this is an objective opinion. And you know, I'm super full of nonsense.
No, I know, but yeah, I enjoy it. These cameras on these cell phones now are next level, I must be honest. The quality that one gets from these things is ridiculous.
Listen, he looks so pure and innocent on film. But now he's got the S22, so every year a new one comes out. So then he asks, don't I need a new phone? So what he means by that is that I will get his old phone and he will get the latest phone.
I won't do that to you. You haven't got a new phone in ages. You need a new phone. But there's a few items out there which I still would like to get. But yeah, I'll have to chat to you about that. They're very expensive. This camera equipment and sound, because I'd love to get the wireless microphones, but they sell for 8,000-9,000 rand, you know, but the quality is incredible. Also DJI. And then there's these new cameras and stuff, GoPros and things like that I'd love to get, but you know, I don't need it. It just makes it'll make my job of editing a lot more difficult if I've got a lot of different cameras as well. So
good luck with that.
Yeah.
Getting new expensive equipment.
Yeah, I'll have to get past you first. The road, as the trucks are passing us, is a lot quieter than what we thought it would be.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad about that.
Yeah, because sometimes one gets just truck after truck after truck, and look how friendly this guy is, making space for me.
Yes, I shall thank him.
Yes.
I'm very happy about that.
No, it makes it so much safer if it's quieter.
Today I found the trucks particularly courteous.
Yes.
The truck drivers.
Friendly bunch on the road
Yes.
today.
Lucky us.
Yes, check all the millies. Still in the Free State.
We're not. Oh, millies on both sides of the road.
Yes. So another question that we get is, why doesn't Sonia get out and walk around with me when I go walking around? So I think you should answer that one.
Yes, I will answer it. Let me immediately say it's not by choice.
Yeah.
I am in a position where I have serious knee issues. They are quite major. I had 3 failed knee surgeries in 3 consecutive years.
Big time.
And I won't go into detail, but suffice it to say that I'm now in a position that I have great difficulty navigating uneven surfaces, any kind of step or flight of stairs, and distances longer than 50, 75 meters. So that is why I don't hop out and open and close gates for Curtis, or I don't walk around churches, monuments, parks, whatever the case may be. I'd love to do that, but I also don't mind waiting for Curtis, letting him take the footage and experience it, and I'm happy to see the footage. It's not important to me, as long as I can go on the trip. When we started this, I already had the knee issues. They've been a long time coming, and I told him that my main requirement would be that I'm comfortable.
Yes.
And I'm not going to get in and out of vehicles. That causes me great discomfort, and it's going to make it unpleasant for me. So we're trying to cope within our limitations, and we will continue to do so. In our previous series, you will remember the Closer to Home series, the local one, we rented a wheelchair because we didn't do a lot of driving. We drove to a place and then we walked around there, and I wouldn't have been able to partake if we didn't have the wheelchair. But I don't think we'll ever travel with a wheelchair, because for Curtis to lug it out of a vehicle, back in every time, it causes me discomfort. It's a hassle for him. The little vehicles we rent for our long trips will not accommodate it.
No, we wouldn't have had enough space for that. And also, a lot of the terrain that I go to is uneven. If you think of the old stations and stuff where I go, a wheelchair will we're just useless. So yeah, no, wheelchairs out of the question.
And the last thing I need is to get hurt or injured
Yeah.
far away from home and medical care. So it's just really something that I and you will have to accept.
And the other thing is, sometimes you get to accommodation places that do have steps, and I'll help Sonia up the stairs, you know, to get into the place where we've stayed. If there's a step inside, I'll help her in and out there and stuff like that. So I am around to assist her when she does need help.
You are absolutely incredible with that. I cannot ask for a more supportive traveling partner, and for that I thank you.
And also the other thing that I like is that her knees don't hold us back to enjoy what we do. We go traveling, nothing's going to stop us from traveling.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Yeah, I have no discomfort or pain when I sit in the vehicle or when I walk short distances, but I don't want to get in and out all day.
Yeah.
That was a long answer. I hope that answers all your questions.
Hey, Dusty, are you excited to get home?
You see there? Alpha Cafe, foot-long Russian roll, $39. That is so worth it. I can't even begin to tell you how delicious it is.
This is where we get our Russian footlongs. Check at this. This is our food. These are our Russian footlongs. We asked you to cut them in half to make it easier to eat in the car.
Yes.
So this is actually just one, and this is another one. This is crazy. This is going to last us the whole trip home.
Might you? I'm super excited.
And I'm starving. It smells delicious.
Yeah.
Eh? Yeah. Okay, time to get onto the road. I'll eat while I'm driving.
I'll also eat while I'm driving. The trucks probably park here because it's safer
Yes.
to have a bit of a nap.
Yep, that's what they do. They sleep here.
Yeah.
It's really worth it.
The sauce they put on there, it's delicious, eh?
Very nice.
So you checked in with little Dusty earlier?
Yes.
Little Dusty Dylan?
Yeah, we've adopted him.
And our viewers also ask, how did it come about that he joined us and became the third DustBug?
Yeah, we were traveling between Clanwilliam and Calvinia on a gravel road. And I was driving like that, and then I just saw this little guy lying on the surface of the gravel road, just lying there. And when I pulled up next to him, his little scarf was blowing in the wind, and lying on his back, looking up as if he was looking up at me. So I decided, listen, now I can't leave him there. Let's pick him up. And then you said what we should do is when we reach Calvinia or on the road, if we see a child, we give him to a child. And we totally forgot.
We put him on the back seat and we forgot.
Totally. And then we went to our accommodation that night on a farm just outside of Calvinia.
Yes.
And when I sat there looking at him after I unpacked the car, I decided, no, he's going to stay with us. He's going to become part of the DustBugs, the third member. And since then he's been traveling thousands of kilometers with us, and it's been like nearly 2 years that he's been part of the team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will never forget, we were staying in this beautiful farmhouse outside Calvinia, Sonnevlag.
Yes.
We were sitting in the big dining room.
At the dining room table.
At the dining room table. And then you stood there and you said, no, you can't give him away. He's now the third DustBug. And then we named him Dusty.
Yes, that's where he got his name from. And he was covered in dust as well because he was lying on a gravel road.
We had to clean him, yeah. So, dusty after DustBugs, and because we found him on a dusty gravel road.
Yeah.
And he's been our constant companion ever since, with the exception of the local trip,
Yes.
where he stayed home most of the time. Every single kilometer of every other trip, the long distance trips, he's joined us. Curtis meticulously puts him back in the back window every morning. He sleeps on his bedside table. They watch TV together. So he's really become our little companion, which is very special.
Yep. Our rental car has a tag, so the 72 Rand 50 is going to go off automatically, and then the rental company will bill us for it.
Yes, and add a little bit.
And add, I think, quite a bit.
Admin fee.
Yep. We are approaching the toll plaza.
Only one of two.
Yes, fortunately. Dedicated tag lane, keep right. But it seems as if it's closet.
There's only one lane open.
Yeah.
Remember to ask for a receipt.
Hi, can I have a receipt, please? Thank you.
Thanks. Much easier.
Yeah. We have to keep track of our expenses.
The tags used to be removable.
Yeah, they're not
but they
anymore.
no longer are. Because we preferred paying with a credit card. It's time for another question.
Yes.
What editing software or program do you use?
I use DaVinci Resolve. It's a free editing software. You get the pro one that you can pay for, but I use the free one, and it does the job perfectly. It's pretty complicated in some instances, but there's so many YouTube videos out there where people give you lessons, instructions on how to use the software. But it's a full package. It's an incredible free software that they give. So yeah, no, that's what I use. This is Sonia. It's got the same name as Sonia. Spelled the same. Filled up with petrol.
Stocked up on some sweet stuff.
Yes.
Both of us were craving something sweet.
Yeah, needed some sugar.
Yes.
So
We have to answer that call.
So yeah, we're going back onto the N1. Just outside Bloemfontein.
Only one couple was having breakfast inside.
Really?
That's really very quiet.
You remember that last time we stopped here over December?
Yeah, but I mean,
It was the 16th of December. It was packed.
it was crazy.
I just decided, no, let's go
Straight
home.
through.
Another question we've had a few times is my map animation, which I do in the beginning of most of my videos when I show where we're going, where we're leaving, where we're going to, and then the little line that runs along with my distances. So my maps, I use Google My Maps. There you can create different maps and things like that. But for a trip like we do, say for instance we go on a trip and we're going to do 21 episodes in 10 days, I have to create a separate map for every town we visit. I can't do one map with everything on it. You have to create, unfortunately, a separate map every time. But it's easy, it's quick and easy. Google My Maps is very user friendly. And then the animation of the little red line that runs along like that, I copy my maps, convert them into JPEG pictures, and I put them into what you call DaVinci Resolve, my editing software, and there I can animate the line, that the line runs like that. But there's a lot of videos out there that can do it. Maybe one day when I do get a chance, one day I'll make a video of when I do my map animation. But that's it. Google My Maps and DaVinci Resolve.
Okay, is there anything about only having 9 maps downloaded or 10 maps or nothing like that?
You can on Google My Maps, you can only plan 10 from 10 little spots. You can start, say you start in Bloemfontein and then you go to another town and another town. You can only have 10. Then you have to create a whole new map again. Under the same profile, you create, but you can create endless amounts of maps. So you can have 10 on this one, 10 on that one, 10 on that one, but they limit you to 10 of them. But my introductory map, you'll see I draw the lines. You physically have to go in and draw the lines for, if you want to keep a record, like I have got a record of every single town we visited and the roads we traveled on. You have to physically go and draw the line into those maps on Google My Maps. Maybe one day I should create a video and show you guys how I do that, but that's going to be in the future. It will take a while for me to do that.
This is all way over my head, but at least it's not my department.
Yes. This is unfortunately where the N1 goes from a dual highway to like just a single highway.
Yes, and this is also unfortunately where the delays will start.
Yep.
It's 11:15. We have over 1,000 kilometers to go. So yes.
Let us see how we do, and we know there's loads of roadworks on the road.
Hopefully it's less because it's a Sunday.
Yes, we hope so.
This husband of mine is crazy. I wanted to watch something on YouTube and I have my earphones in while he's listening to OFM. So now I quickly asked him whether he's lonely. He says no, he's not lonely. He doesn't mind being alone with his thoughts because his thoughts are pure.
But it's true, my thoughts are pure.
How did you come up with that?
Because it's truth.
So when I asked what are you thinking about, he told me all kinds of equipment and stuff.
I'm thinking of new fancy camera equipment and wireless microphones and all of that.
And they are pure thoughts.
Those are pure thoughts. There's nothing wrong with dreaming.
Are you thinking them into existence?
Yes, hopefully it works.
You make me laugh. And every now and again he asks for something sweet. So the Milky Bar he's eaten 3 rows of. Then he tells me put it back in the cubbyhole. And then 5 minutes later he wants more.
I have to try and control myself.
You are crazy. So another question we sometimes get on specific videos is why did we miss specific places of interest in that particular town? And our answer is actually very simple. Our videos aren't meant to be exhaustive sources of reference on any particular town. We travel for fun and our videos show what we decided to visit.
Yes.
And we arrive in a town completely cold. We don't want to burden ourselves with extensive research. We won't ever do that.
Yeah.
And then we see what we happen upon.
Yeah.
Because we do regard ourselves as explorers.
Yeah, and I think a lot of you who know a town very well will wonder why we never went and saw certain things in the town. But because we don't know the town and we don't do major research on the place, it's about the enjoyment for us. We really enjoy traveling. We don't want to sit up with research on a place. We do it on the fly while we're there and happen upon things as we drive through the towns. But it's really just basically documenting our trip, our enjoyment of a certain town.
Yes, and how a town or a place looked on the random day we arrived.
Exactly.
So our goal is not to visit every single place in a town. It is to visit as many places in South Africa as we possibly can.
And as safely as possible.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That we can never forget.
Yeah. Safety comes above everything else.
Another question we often get asked, why so many churches?
Yes.
You go.
The main reason for that is the architecture, the building style, the sandstone, the brick ones as well. They're just phenomenal. If you look at back then, to think that they could build structures
Which still stand.
in perfect condition, that size, the enormous size of some of them that we come across is crazy. And then of course when we come across the Cornerstone that dates back to 1880, 1885 and all of that, that's mind-blowing.
Yes, the cornerstones for us are basically the birth certificates of the churches.
Yes.
And sometimes even of the community and the towns.
Yeah.
Because very often the towns were started around the first congregation.
Yeah, most of the towns you come to, you'll see the church is in the center of the town and on a big plot, and the whole community developed around the church. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not as if we arrive in a town and immediately look for the church, but the church very, very, very often finds us.
Yes.
And we just can't pass them by. And it's not only the elaborate ones.
No.
The plainest brick church for us also has its appeal in its windows, its grounds,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. So we love them all.
Yeah. And it's not just Christians or Jewish or Muslims. We love them all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether it's a church or a mosque or a synagogue,
Yes.
you'll see us stopping. And I don't think we'll stop stopping at them anytime soon. We've just seen a board that says Cape Town 800.
12:48 in the afternoon.
So, yes, I think to say we're a little behind schedule is an understatement. You wanted to be further by now, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Blame the Russian footlongs, not me.
Yes.
Time for the next question.
Yes.
Why do we find old railway stations so fascinating?
You know what? That was just, I think, a major coincidence. The one day, I think it started off. I personally have never really taken notice of stations. in the
No,
past.
same.
Yeah.
Same.
So one day, what happened as a stop and go, we were driving close to Caledon and we noticed the board saying Krieger Station, and you said, let's go in and have a look. And we went in there, and that's where it all started. I was smitten because what what happened to me on that station was that I was walking around there and I was just imagining, my brain went wild. I could see the people back in the day in the 1920s arriving on horse and cart or in their old little cars and coming and hopping on the train, buying tickets and taking the train through to Cape Town and having a day or two in Cape Town and coming back with the train. That's what went. And now that's where it all started for me.
Yeah, you romanticized it.
Yes.
The whole ticket office situation, every single station, no matter how abandoned, how neglected, you still imagine folks queuing at a ticket office.
I can just imagine what it was like, yeah.
And me too. We started traveling 2.5 years ago. I never gave a station a second thought, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But now it's just as if it just takes us back in time when we witnessed the super extensive railway network that lies in absolute destruction in our country now. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
And when we get excited about seeing a station, it's to find a name. It still has an identity.
To get there and see their signboard still standing at that angle, that still says, okay, it's still there. It might be revived one day.
Yes, it's still alive.
Yeah.
No matter the buildings are sometimes flattened and almost completely destroyed. But yes, we have romanticized it, and we do have a slight obsession with railway tracks, railway stations, and of course, railway name boards.
Yes. The health benefits of grapes. This truck looks familiar. We've been behind lemons and oranges.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is grapes now. Increase muscle recovery. Increase energy levels, digestion, weight loss, eye health. That's brilliant.
Yeah, lots of things.
I like it. Fat free.
We both love grapes.
I love grapes.
Ice cold seedless grapes.
Oh, nice.
My favorite.
So another question we have is, why do we rent a car and not buy a car to use for these trips?
We most definitely not in the market to buy another vehicle.
No.
Our own are too heavy and low.
Yes.
Won't make it on the gravel roads.
Yes.
And the rest you can explain.
Yeah. It's just, in my opinion, that it's cost effective to rent a car. We go and rent a car and we can travel, and then what we do is we take it back. We don't have to worry about tires, only if we get a flat tire, but we've only had that twice. We have the tire repaired, and that's it. No services, no tires, no maintenance, no nothing. We rent it for that week or two, give it back, and then we chill. We've got no extra costs on that. The other reason why we use such a small vehicle is because it's fuel efficient, extremely fuel efficient. I get the way I drive, I would say 17 and 20 kilometers per litre with this car, and every time I get a different one, and it still works out the same.
And with the crazy petrol prices these days, that really helps a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I want to return to our own. We don't own an off-road vehicle.
No.
And we don't rent an off-road vehicle either, but we do rent one with a higher ground clearance.
Yes.
And we do take care of the rental vehicles as if they are our own. We've never had one single issue with a deposit.
No.
We've had that question too before.
Yes.
Do we have issues with our deposits being refunded? Because we give it back cleaner and in better shape than when we took it.
Yeah, I take it for a good wash inside and outside before I take it back, and I make sure that and I drive carefully. I try my best not to have any nicks or scratches, but of course for stone chips and stuff like that do happen that you can't control, but they understand that as well, you know. But no, we definitely look after it very well.
Yeah, I think the whole rental option for us works the best.
Yes.
Sense of humor is what makes this country go round.
Yes.
This is an agri van, which is still very serious, but then we get to windgat quality potatoes. So you said if we are at Beaufort West by 6,
yes,
we will push through.
Yes.
We will be by Beaufort West at 4.
I think so, yeah. That's great. Then we can definitely push through.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not tired yet?
Not at all.
I am.
I love traveling.
My eyes are very sleepy. My eyelids are droopy.
But you have had a little snooze already. You just drop the seat back and off you go.
But it's not a restful sleep, because I'm concerned about you perhaps also getting tired if I don't keep you company.
I know, but I will never. If I feel tired, I will stop.
Promise?
Promise you.
Okay, babe, there with the Karoo Table Mountain in the background. You often get asked about the numbering system of your videos.
Yes.
So could you explain?
Yeah, in the beginning, I must agree I was falling around with that, because you'll notice that right in the beginning it will be episode 20.1 and episode 20.2. And I was still learning back then, so and then I figured out a way which I think at this stage works fine. Everything we're doing in South Africa is season 1. So I've numbered the episodes. S1, say episode 1. S1, episode 2. S1, episode 3. Like S1 right up to the 400 and something that we're at now.
Right.
My thought behind that was, once we finished traveling through South Africa and seen all the towns safely and have completed everything that we want to do in South Africa, we do want to travel abroad. We would like to go overseas and see places overseas, but we want to finish South Africa first. And then, say for instance, just an example, we go to Italy. That will be season 2, S2 episode 1, S2 episode 2. Or if we go to Namibia, S3 episode 1, S3 episode 2.
Right.
And that was my thinking about it. But I might change my mind later on and have to change everything again. So, but for the moment, that's how I'm operating.
Yeah, it's not set in stone.
No.
It's your decision, as long as it makes sense and that you can group the videos that you want together.
Exactly. The stop and go is going.
Is it a go for us?
Yeah, the guys are going already.
We're close to Hanover, where we will refuel again.
Yes.
And a new trend we saw when we were driving up about 10 days ago was beggars at the stop and go, and especially young children.
Yeah, at Hanover we had that experience on our way up.
At two places, the one place before Hanover and then Hanover itself.
Yeah, and they don't want to leave. They stand around your car the whole time.
Yeah, it's something new to us.
Yeah, it makes one feel uncomfortable.
And it's very sad that it's young children.
Yep.
So now I'm a bit apprehensive at stop and goes.
Especially, yeah.
And there were adults too at the first one. But Hanover, it was just children.
Yes. But so far, nothing yet.
Yeah. Oh, so they obviously have to operate here because half the road is impassable. There's a Karoo Koppie in the background.
There's a crazy stop and go. There's like 100 trucks ahead of us.
Wow.
Yo. This is going to be a hold up.
Yep. I think this might take closer to the 20 minutes.
Yes. Look here, we're slowing down and we're still a kilometer away from where the stop is.
It's 2 o'clock exactly.
Yeah.
Look at the dusty clock.
Yeah.
With all the gravel roads.
Gravel roads, yeah. Yo.
My timing was a bit out here. I didn't know you were passing. Traffic's a bit heavy now,
Yeah,
hey?
it is crazy. Yeah.
Okay. What was the other question?
The other question is how do we decide on where we're going and how do we plan our trips?
Oh, yes.
So, it's not that complicated. In the beginning, our channel evolved. We started doing places close to home, but it was random. We just did random places, and then our channel grew and it evolved into us really visiting all the towns in South Africa. So we've done most of the towns close to home, and there are here and there's still one that we've missed. But what I do is I sit and I look and I decide, okay, let's go to, like now this trip we did the Eastern Free State. Then I look and I go into Google Maps and I look at the whole area and I pick like 25 to 30 little towns which I think will be interesting to go and visit, and as many as, and try to plan my route from the one to the other, to the other, to the other, so that I can go around the whole area and cover most towns in that vicinity.
Planning for 3 towns a day.
Planning for 3 towns a day, because we do 3 towns a day, yeah. So, and then at the 3rd town we sleep over, and then of course we do the other 2 again. But then I plan the route, and then what Sonia does, I plan the whole route, exactly the direction we're going, and then I hand it over to Sonia. I say, these are the towns we're sleeping in. Find us accommodation.
But you missed a step.
What is that?
Because you now have like 25 to 30 towns. Then we need to sit and chat.
Yes.
And then narrow them down to about 21, 22.
Yes.
Because that's our ideal number of towns in the 9-10 days that we're on the road now.
Yes.
It can't just be a week anymore because it's too far.
Yeah, it's much too far to just...
Yes.
Because like already we've done way over 3,000 kilometers.
Yeah. So then we narrow them down to the 21 or 22, whatever makes most sense.
Yes.
In the time we have on the road. And then you tell me these towns are the towns to sleep in.
Yes, and then you find accommodation. But then sometimes what happens is you won't be able to get accommodation in certain towns. Then we have to change the route again, adapt and say, okay, instead of going to that town to sleep over, why don't I go to that town to sleep over? And then if you can find accommodation there, then we plan it. So it takes us about a week or so to finalize everything, get everything in place.
Yeah. And it's especially because we're budget travelers.
Yep.
If I can't find accommodation in one or more of the small towns, we have to swap things around.
Yes.
We were very fortunate to have accommodation sponsored 100% this trip.
Yes,
we're very grateful for that, because that's our biggest expense.
Exactly.
But yeah, so it's a constant back and forth, and a few heated discussions when things don't work out according to plan, and I can't find accommodation in our budget, or he's not happy with dropping a town, which I think we should drop because it's too far out the way or whatever.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, as always, we always see eye to eye, and we agree, we compromise, and we change it here and then, we switch it up, and then we get to a solution that fits us both.
Yeah, and it has to be enjoyable for us both, because we both love traveling, we both enjoy it very much, and we try to make it exciting.
I just want to say we do love the Karoo so very much.
Yes, we do.
Fortunately, we get to drive through it every few months. The stark beauty, it's just incredible. How did we meet?
Yo!
I want to see how accurate your account is.
1993, the 9th of November, I was working on construction in quite a few different sites, and I met the building inspector on one of the schools that we were building in, I think it was Meyerton and Vereniging, Sebokeng. And he said I must come to his house for a braai one Friday afternoon, one Friday evening. And that's where I met you, at the braai.
Yes, that's actually quite accurate. I worked with his wife.
Yes.
And they invited me, and they invited 2 other friends of mine. But we only learned later that they specifically invited us two singles to try and meet.
Yes.
Unbeknownst to us, otherwise I wouldn't have gone.
They were matchmaking.
Oh, and it was evident that we couldn't be more different people.
Yep.
I
true.
mean, you're like quiet, decent. I'm like loud, outspoken. And yeah, it was incredible. And for me, you had the saddest blue eyes. Oh, like we just sat and talked for hours
we
that
did.
night.
It was fun, yeah.
So we were like too shy to ask each other's numbers.
And there were no cell phones, it was only landlines back then.
And then as we drove away, we like stopped next to the side of the road and we exchanged numbers. Do you remember?
I remember, yeah.
And the next, that was a Friday, and the next Friday, oh, we went out to dance.
Yeah, there was a socky. We went to a socky, I can remember. Yo, we had a fun that night.
Where are those days, babe?
Yeah, it was crazy. We had a ball. Yeah.
So it was pretty much love at first sight.
Yeah, and since then.
Yeah, and that was the 9th of November 93, and we got married on the 25th of November 1995.
Yes.
And I'm still stuck with him.
Yeah, you're not going to get rid of me that easy.
Like 1 minute past 3. We can't wait for three sisters to arrive because we're thirsty.
Yeah, we've got nothing to drink.
Yeah. I just want to say about this particular trip that I don't think that I have ever visited town after town after town with so many friendly people.
Crazy.
Honestly, it was unbelievable how many super friendly people we met.
From the shopkeepers, the staff in the shops, to the people at our guest houses, to the guys. You were parked in front of the OK in the one town, and you say you were greeted by about 10 people walking by.
Asking me how I am.
Yeah.
They don't know me from a bar of soap, but it really, really stood out to me.
Yeah.
We visited our fair share of places, and I don't think I've quite experienced a region or a district where the people are so friendly and helpful.
Yeah, very much so.
So thank you for your hospitality, for your friendliness, for being so welcoming and so proud of your towns. Yeah, it was just a joy to visit. And then we have viewers asking us where they should move to, where they should settle, and where they should retire.
Yeah, they ask us that if we had to choose a place out of all the places we've visited, which one would we pick?
That's difficult.
Yeah.
We would choose Strand.
Yes.
That's our hometown. We're very, very happy there.
Very.
It's our home base. We always happy to go on the road, but we're super happy to go back. Like, there's no sadness today that we're going back home.
No.
We love being home. But when we travel,
Yeah.
sorry?
No, I love living in the Strand.
Yes.
I'm a Free Stater, grew up in Bloemfontein, but I love living in the Strand.
So do I. It's been almost 10 years now. It's our second stint in Strand. And yeah, sometimes we say, if we have to move, where would we go? And other than the Kruger National Park, where we will move to this very minute,
I would go live in Letaba any day.
we can't think of another place in South Africa.
Yeah.
But when we travel, and that's the difficulty we have to answer questions like that, and we get many, is we don't travel with a view to settle.
No.
We don't travel with a view to move or to retire to any particular place we're visiting. We often say, you know, we could live here, but
Yes.
that's in the moment.
Yep.
It's never really a serious thought of ours. So it's very difficult. There's so much to consider, because then we are asked if you think of safety, proximity to medical facilities, shopping facilities, all of those things, which place would you recommend? And that's just impossible for us to answer.
We would say, watch all the videos, Pick the ones you think would suit you and go and visit them yourself.
Make a short list and go and visit, because it also depends on what talks to you and the vibe, if you like the vibe.
Exactly.
We like most anything, so we're very easy to please.
Yes.
So if we visit and for a few hours or a day, you know, nothing really bothers us.
Yeah, we're not looking at it as if this is a place we want to live.
Yes.
We're just on holiday,
right,
basically. And
exactly.
looking at it from a tourist's point of view, not
exactly
in the view of wanting to live there.
Yeah, and it's a completely different kettle of fish if you want to make it your long-term town of residence. You know, then little niggles can become big problems very, very soon.
Yep.
So I don't think anything can replace you actually putting boots on the ground and investigating yourself.
That's it. Three Sisters, Ultra City.
So I have discovered 0 sugar monsters. But I have told myself I'm only allowed to have them once in a while when we're on the road.
Not at home, no.
I'm having my last one now, if they have. Please, they must have. Look how quiet it is here.
Yeah, very quiet.
Oh, yes, this incredible cactus again.
Yes.
What you doing with my 0 sugar monster?
I'm tasting it. It's called a Ultra Fiesta Mango.
I love it. It's very refreshing.
It's very nice, but
what is it, a bit tart?
Yeah.
2 for 32 bucks. One is 29, but there's a special 2 for 32.
At least it's not 60 rand like in some places.
Oh, look, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt compelled to get 2.
No, it's fine.
Second one cost me 3 bucks. That's how they con one.
Yes, I get you to buy more than one. But yeah, we don't drink them that often.
No. So you can empty that one. May I just say that you created this monster now?
Because of the monster?
Yes. I forgot to say.
Yeah?
You wanted to be in Beaufort West by 6. We were in Beaufort West at like 4:10 really.
Yes.
So we are on track then.
Yes, we are.
To arrive home by?
I would say 8:30, 9 o'clock.
That's not too bad.
No, I think we'll do well.
Yeah, no. Then it doesn't help staying over.
No, we'll make it all the way.
Okay.
The monsters will keep me awake.
I think we've covered most of the questions. Unfortunately, we forgot to jot them down before we left.
Yeah.
We had every intention to do so, but it's always a little bit of a rush wrapping up work and stuff. I think we covered most. We can always do this again on another long trip back home.
Yes.
I am leaving one for last because that's going to make me chuckle, and I hope it's going to make you guys chuckle as well. You will definitely chuckle.
Okay.
But we'll do that closer to home.
Yes.
It just doesn't matter how many times we see those mountains. They are gorgeous.
Yep.
Wow. Nature trumps everything, eh?
Yeah, that's for sure. And there's just so much to see in this world of nature.
We've just filled up for the last time at Liugamka.
Yes.
And soon it's going to be you and your visor again.
Yeah, it's getting there. Out there, my cap will work perfectly.
Alright, so our last question.
Yes.
Do we ever fight?
Oh boy. No.
I'm going to go first.
Yes.
Look, it's no secret we have complete polar opposite personalities.
For sure.
And everyone thinks that this gentleman on the screen now can never say a harsh word.
But it's true.
But he has his moments. He has his moments, and I have many, 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 many moments. Everyone knows I have a short fuse, much shorter than him. But we definitely disagree.
Oh, yeah.
Very often, very frequently, but never serious. We resolve differences immediately, but you'll never really see it, because when we travel, we make the distinct choice to not argue or let a problem become bigger than it is when we're on the road, because then it serves no purpose.
I know in the beginning when we started the channel, we had quite a few disagreements on the planning, but nothing serious. It's like any married couple, I'm sure, has their arguments and disagreements about everything. And until we've sorted things out, we are so organized now, I feel, with our planning structure. I got my part, you got your part, and we plan it. And if we still have a disagreement, we'll disagree and compromise and make it right, and then sort it out. But by the time we hit the road and go on our 10-day trip or something like that, all the disagreements have been done and we've sorted it out, and we get to enjoy the traveling. That's what it's about.
Yeah, it serves absolutely zero purpose to disagree or fight when we're on the road. Compromise is the magic word. That's what we've been doing since day one.
Yeah.
When we met, we have to, because we're so different and we see things so differently sometimes. So we have to, and I think we've mastered that art.
Yeah.
My parents were married for 50 years and 2 months before we lost my dad, and they honestly had a little argument every single day.
Yeah,
but it wasn't serious, and that kept their relationship alive. They were also completely opposite. So yeah, the answer is a resounding yes. We do fight,
but in the minority, we agree on many more things than what we do when we disagree.
Exactly.
And we resolve it and we move on. That's it.
Right into the sunlight.
Yeah.
This is a place where they have to stop.
They have to stop because it's a downhill, and going into Laingsburg, they have to stop dead and then start over again.
Oh, so to avoid runaway trucks, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the sun is terrible today, right from the front.
Yep.
It's now 23 minutes past 6, and all our Russian footlongs have been consumed. So it's time to have something light for dinner.
Yes.
Last of the junk food for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We did well this week, but today we obviously can't order boerenkos along the N1.
Yeah.
So options are limited.
Takeaways.
Arriving in Laingsburg now, and we opted for steers at the Shell.
Let's go and stop there.
We're super chuffed that we're going to make it home tonight, so that we can just offload one more time and get our lives back in normal mode. Takes a few days to unpack all the nonsense we carry with us, but we don't rush too much. If we sort it by Wednesday or Thursday or so, then that's good going. I think he's just going to go for little rave burgers with cheese and some chips. Mr. Cool Cat there in steers with his shades. He doesn't want to go to the trouble of swapping his glasses with his shades, so he just keeps them on. Right, he's got our food.
The foodies.
I'm laughing at your shades because you don't want to swap your normal glasses for the shades and then you have to swap them back. Show us the food.
Yes, a packet of chips.
All right.
And A Rave burger with cheese.
Do we both have the same?
Yes.
All right, good. Thank you, babe.
Sun has popped behind the mountain for the moment.
But wherever I look, I see a yellow spot.
Yeah,
It was quite harsh today,
it was.
this evening.
In our eyes all the way.
Yeah,
We have about 2 hours to go and we should be home.
that is fantastic. It's now 7:15. Tummies are full. We should be home. You still feel 8:30?
I'm hoping for 8:30, 9 o'clock, yeah.
8:30, 8:45, I think. Let's see how close we are.
Exactly.
They're making this a double road, you say?
Yeah, they're going to turn it into a dual highway.
This is quite a big camp, eh?
Yeah,
Because this is a long-term project.
for sure.
I've got big machinery here. Oh, look at the mountains. This is where you said we get closer.
Yep.
How
Okay.
beautiful is that?
Stunning, eh? Yeah. Traffic on the N1 just here by the Durance.
It's quite busy this evening, eh?
Yeah. 25 minutes past 8.
Yes.
Just come through Worcester.
So unfortunately our windscreen is very dirty. That's number one.
And number 2 is we've been held up heavy with heavy vehicles.
Exactly. So we're not going to be home by 9:15 or even 9.
Yeah.
I think we might be home 9:30, 10 o'clock. Between 9:30 and 10.
I'm thinking maybe 9:30.
But we need to make a little stop
Oh, okay.
before we reach home.
Okay. Then let's make it 11 o'clock.
No, the fridge is empty at home.
Okay. That's cool.
But yes, no, I was hoping we would be between Stellenbosch and Strand at this point.
Same, yeah.
So I think we are, yeah, delayed. We shall report back in an hour or so. Back in our home province, where they don't stop working because it's night time or weekend.
Yeah.
They're working.
Yeah, they're busy with roadworks here on the N1 just outside Paul.
Wow.
There in the distance is Strand.
Home sweet home.
Oi, vey.
9:30.
Yes?
We made a quick stop at the shop for just a few essentials,
Yeah.
and we should be home by 10:45.
I think so. Maybe even before then. We are being welcomed back to Strand by a crazy wind.
How's it?
Really pumping. Whoa.
Yes,
Yeah.
look at it.
Shit.
It's been 10 days,
Yeah.
but we come straight back to the wind.
Yeah.
What do you say? The trees are dancing.
The trees are dancing. Home sweet home. We've just got back, just parked and switched the car off. We are back in Strand, back at our house, and now the big job of unpacking and taking it up and coming back and taking it up and coming back and taking it up is a major job. But it's fun. We've had a fantastic time. We did 3,875 kilometers on this trip. So thanks for joining us on this trip. It was really fun doing it. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and we'll see you in the next episode.